Hey there, and welcome to the Horror Globe. I am your Canadian Connection, Aaron, and today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. I promised a while back that I would do a video on the on good graphic novels, comic stories for Halloween, and I gave myself a challenge. I wasn't going to pick anything that's not right readily in my collection that I can get my hands on. So a lot of stuff that I've got loaned out or stuff that I don't have right now, on Halloween, stuff like that. Not on the list. I'm sure everybody knows those anyway, so I decided I was going to go for some different stuff, give you guys some different and unique choices, and maybe some things that you may not have thought about for good comic book reading for Halloween. I'm going to go with the obvious ones first, and then I'm going to work my way into certain stories that I think you guys may be interested in. And here's a couple of the more obvious ones, and you can usually pick these up at your local chapters. And they are amazing, amazing books. I sincerely recommend them, and they run about $20 each. But for what they have, oh cat, it's incredible. There's the Mammoth Book of Zombie Comics. Really great stuff. Has some cool stuff. Has a the pigeons from R.E. Howard's story. No words actually. So I just saw them with So just some really, really cool stuff on here. Steve Niles stuff. Vince Locke's first Dead World comics is in here as well. There's just some really great stuff. And even better for me, I like this one because I like the old style and the kind of the old school look of this one. And that is this kind of EC style horror comics one, Best of Horror Comics. And these aren't EC, by the way. These are kind of the alternative. So. If you've read all the EC comics, Tales from Crypt, Father Horn, stuff like that, this is really worth checking out. It's all black and white reprints we've got here. We got stuff in the 50s and 60s, shocking mystery, ones that look like, doesn't that remind you of like an EC comic? Well, yeah, there were other ones that were kind of like other knockouts that came out around the same time. And some of these were, of course, pre-code stuff, so they were really, really cool. Now, next up is ones that should be, if you're a comic fan at all and a horror fan, shame on you if you don't have these in your collection already, because they've been out for way long enough for you guys to have these. And that is House of Mystery Volume 1, mine's kind of getting tattered there, and House of Mystery Volume 2. I think there's more volumes out now, but these are the first two that I've got. And I do have House of Secrets and Sinisters of Haunted House as well, but these seem more into the line of what we'd get into. I was going to mention certain stories in particular, but I'm going to leave that for the less. I do like the Christmassy story from House of Mystery. I'm not sure what number it is right now. Sir Greeley's Revenge. It's kind of a cool one. It's about an old guy that picks up this kid out of the snow, brings him into his house, and the kid can play piano really well, and he practices every day. And basically the old man dies, and he's going to be left, the child will be left without money if he plays flawlessly this concerto. But there's, of course, evil relatives that are trying to kind of kill him off and trying to stop him from being able to do that by being extremely cruel. It's a fun story with an unusually happy ending for House of Mystery. Okay, next up we have Savage Sword of Conan, and this is Volume 1, and you're wondering, scratching your head, like, why Conan? Conan had a lot of horrific stories in there, and it starts out with actually one of the more horrific stories in the Conan, and that is, of course, Red Nails. If you've never read Red Nails, the art in this is beautiful, by the way. We have Barry Smith doing this, and Barry Windsor Smith. So you know that the art is going to be like amazing, but it's a dark story, and it's one of many dark stories in this here. Conan is very much the savage character that you expect for him to be, and this is definitely the best way to get it in these black and white ones. You can really see the art so much better. But if you never read Red Nails before, the Conan story, I strongly suggest you check it out. It's really well done. And there are many stories in here that would easily be a good Halloween read. Red Nails just sticks out right now. Next up is the first volume of The Sandman. Of course, Neil Gaiman's comic, Preludes and Nocturnes. So what do we take out of this one, horror-wise? Of course, this is a very horror-centric book anyway. In a lot of cases, more so fantasy. And originally, you know, this wasn't always a Vertigo when it became Vertigo afterwards. But the early stuff here with the character of Dr. Destiny is horrific and extremely well done. They took pretty much a B character that had not a lot into him, and they kind of made him just a really horrific character. And the Sam Keith's artwork strongly adds to it in this case. I'm not always a fan of Keith's work, but I definitely was a fan of this stuff. And his work on the Dr. Destiny storyline. Destiny comes across as way creepier than you would ever come across again before or after. A very uniquely different looking character we have with Dr. Destiny. Again, this is a very horror-centric story with the mainstream villain that has been reimagined for Neil Gaiman's universe. Next up, I chose Hack and Slash Volume 2, and this is my favorite volume of Hack and Slash, aside from having the completely awesome crossover with Reanimator, Herbert West. Yeah, good old Herbert West. We have one of my favorite all-time Hack and Slash stories. Actually, there's a few in this one that would fit along that, but they did an Archie-centric one. Seriously, like an Archie Comics one. And the cool thing about it is, even though it's an horrific story, it's a murder mystery, it's done in the style of an Archie comic. So, and as it progresses, I guess you go, gets lesser Archie-wise. This universe would actually come back again, and we'd see changes in it along the way. It's a very cool book. Of course, now if you are, there is some nudity and stuff in this book. So if you're like a younger, I guess, at least have your parents' permission for stuff like that. There's also the Suicide Girls annuals in here as well. Not one of my favorites, but the Herbert West one is definitely one worth picking up. There's just so many good stories in this Hack and Slash one here. Hack and Slash Volume 2 is my favorite volume of the Hack and Slash ones thus far. And now next up is the first volume of Lock and Key. This is a great one all the way through. It's a great read. Of course, this is by Stephen King's son, Joseph Hill. Now, Lock and Key has been a great story all the way through. I've loved this one. I've followed this, but you got to start somewhere, and it starts out with basically with a horrific murder that sets the tone for what's going to come in Lock and Key. There's some great characters, some wonderful characterization, and some stuff here that you really probably didn't expect to see in a comic. It really is an epic one. I would love to see this made into a movie or a television series. We tried to do a TV series once. It didn't work out. Hopefully they'll try again, or at least do a movie or something. This is an amazing story. And it's finishing up now, guys. So if you haven't picked this up yet, I really strongly recommend picking up Lock and Key. This is Volume 1, and it's called Welcome to Lovecraft. The next and last of this selections, by the way, guys, is Grimm's Fairy Tales. Now, this is a great one. Now, I like the original 2 volumes best. I'm collecting these, and I loved it, but I was not into the mythos of the characters as much as I was into the early stories, which were more of a, let's just say, cautionary tale. The girls here, of course, are drawn extremely comic bookily gorgeous, so that's always a plus. Just look at the covers. Yeah. Anyway, we have stories in here like twisted tales from Snow White to the Pied Piper to the Three Bears, which is a really good story, actually. Not at all what you think it is. It is kind of adult in nature. It's not like a lot of sex and stuff, but there is an adult nature to it. It does have some really brutal themes, and it doesn't shy away from the red stuff either. It's got some it's good stuff. Anyway, I promised you guys that I would do a graphic one, and that is my graphic one. I want to do something different. There's lots of great stuff out there, stuff like The Long Halloween, Gotham by Gaslight, there's a lot of others that could be chose, but I decided to give myself a challenge, and hopefully you'll find something there that you haven't checked out or you haven't read yet. I wanted to make sure that that was what I could do, was bring something new onto the table. So hopefully you found something there, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm about to do another video on my own channel because I got some retro pickups. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you haven't subscribed to the Horror Glow, please do so. Please like the video if you take the time to watch it, and leave a comment. That's much appreciated when you do. I just got in now. I just got my mark exams back, and I aced it. I aced my term this semester. I'm feeling really good about that right now. Thanks a lot, guys, because right now it's time for tea.